Bowers Game Corner presents Gencon Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of The King's Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generous support of our Kickstarter backers.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for more of our Gen Con Bonanza Explosion Blowout coverage. We're here live at Gen Con 2015. Be sure to check out our awesome sponsors down below who were nice enough to help us get here. But I am very excited right now because I'm going to be talking about what many people thought was the best party game of last year, and it wasn't even out yet. So now that it is, you know we got to talk about it. And that, we're talking with Ryan from Cryptozoic about Spyfall. So what is Spyfall?
So Spyfall is a party game of deduction and hidden information for 3 to 8 players. The way it works is that the game is distributed in a series of baggies like this that has a card that says Spy, and there are 7 other cards in the bag here. If I pull them out and I show you, let's just set this behind me, you can see that there are a bunch of cards that are identical, effectively, with the exception of this one spy card. So the way it works is everyone gets a copy of the cards, we shuffle them up, and we deal them out. And so you might be a spy and a spy and a spy, or you'll have the location over there and a location there, and I might have the spy card in my hand. So that as a spy, my job is to try to figure out what location you're holding in your hand. So in this case, we have the bank. So you guys would all have the bank card. All the other players would have the bank card. Your job is to try to figure out who the spy is, and my job is to figure out what card you guys are all holding. So the way it'll work is, on your turn, you might ask me a question like,
Come here often?
and I go, every few months, maybe?
Spy.
Nailed it. So as a spy, you don't have any knowledge about what the location is, especially right away. So you're having to try to piece together what the location might be out of a list of 30 locations in the game based on how people are answering the questions. So if he were to ask me like he did, do I come here often? And I say every few months, people on average go to the bank more than every few months. On average, usually, maybe. So it's probably a little suspicious if I answered it that way. If he were to ask someone who actually had the card, they might say, every couple weeks, in which case that's going to tell the person asking the question that they probably know what they're talking about. They're probably on the level. They're probably not the spy. They know that it's the bank card in hand. Now, the trick is you don't want to be too specific to tip your hand to the spy. So you would not want to say to the question, how often do you come here? Maybe every other Friday. That might be a little too pointed because people are immediately going to associate that with, payday and so forth. And in that point, the spy might go, well, where would you go on payday? Oh, to the bank. And the spy is going to go, I'm the spy, I'm going to reveal myself, and I'm going to say you're all at the bank. And if they are correct, then they win. There's a scoring system you can use to earn points as the spy or earn points as the non-spy players. A lot of times players will just do it freeform and just play a few rounds until they have gotten enough. But yeah, so that's really the gist of it. It's really fun, really a creative game, and it's all about really coming up with the right ways to ask questions and give your answers in ways that are very unique. Had a really fun one the other night. We were at the circus tent, and one of the players asked if the other player had any stake in this location. And he was alluding to stakes that hold the tent up, right? A tent stake. And the other players all got it. I, in particular, was the spy, and so I was thinking financials, and I was like, no, I don't have any stake in this. I didn't have a clue what the card was, and they immediately all, then honed in on me because they're like, he didn't get the wordplay there, like he's probably the spy. It was really great. It was really clever use of words, and that's the type of fun that can come out of the game. It's really cool. There's an advanced mode as well. Each of the locations has a role listed on the bottom. So for example, at the bank we have security guard, the robber, the teller, and so forth. And you can actually play a mode in which you are answering your questions as if you are that role. And that can really obfuscate some of the information and make it much more difficult to figure out who is holding the location, who's the spy, or who is just simply sounding suspicious because they're the robber at the bank and they are acting really shifty with their questions because, they're the robber or what have you. So there's a lot of different ways to play it. It's very, very cool. $25 is all. Came out in June. It is currently all sold out everywhere. We had very few copies even here at the show, unfortunately, but it is back in print in October is when we'll have it back, and it'll be everywhere again.
I can personally attest this is an absolute outstanding party game, and I love it even more because I was thinking steak to throw to lions. That's what I was going with that.
There you go. Sure.
But yes, fantastic party game, and I'm sure that they probably already planning expansions, more buildings, more everything, and it's really easy to learn, really easy to teach. Why am I selling it? You're selling it. It's fantastic. Have you played Spyfall? Post in the comments below. Let me know, and if you have not, you need to. It's fantastic. If you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of the King's Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generosity of these great companies. They support us, go support them.